live, Shanye.
Okay, Mike.
So, my friend, by the way, before I forget, I need one more topic.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So, right after this broadcast, you can do it. Hey, you know what, though? I can't see. Brian, how do I see the comments or who's on? All right, so you got to let me know. You got to let me know. Oh, here we go. Hello, everyone.
You look like a true IT professional at a desk today with a computer.
By the way, you're getting a sneak peek of March.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Tass, have you heard of this thing called a holiday event?
No.
No, it's a new concept. By the way, I want to wait for more people to get on because I want to give them the secret to how Maya does the holiday event.
Beautiful.
It's actually not a secret. Some people already shared our secret on how we do it. But I just want to wait. So I want to go over. So I'm looking at the phone here so I can see comments. But anyway, the topic today is, why do people quit?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or is that the topic? Why do people quit?
Yes.
Why do how do you handle students that want to quit? That's what it is. How do you handle students that want to quit? Do you want to just get it over with and make this a 5-minute show, or what do you want to do?
That's right. Just tell them to refer back to the contract, and we'll see you next time.
Right. Just yes. Send a copy of the contract. Say you're.
Mrs. Smith, have you looked at the contract? I'm just curious. All right. We'll see you in class.
Any other questions? Is this your signature or is this your husband's signature? Who's the one I should be talking to? You can't quit. That's how we do it.
And don't think that I know I have. I can't speak for you, Metz, but I know I've said those things in the past, years and years and years ago.
Yeah, that's when you were under a different consulting group.
That's right. That's right.
So, hello, everybody. It's good to see everyone on. I know we have a little bit of a delay.
We talk a lot about upgrades.
We do?
Just let me throw this out there. So I just went to Starbucks and I chose to get the Venti.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, because it was a choice.
You just got sold.
But here's the problem I think people have with their upgrades. They don't always offer a great upgrade, because when I got my cup of Venti, it was only 3/4 full. So there wasn't the value that I expected.
So they also work under a different consulting group.
That's right. That's right. We're just going to, peel it back a little bit.
All right. So, hey, everybody, listen, welcome. We have one more show after this before we break for the year. And for all the school owners that are watching, the topic today is, how do you handle students that want to quit? And we will, oh, by the way, yeah, I commented as Mr. Jake Metcalf, but that was me that said hello, everybody. Anyway, before we get started, Tass, should we share the screen just to show people, because we've been getting I know I see comments about the holiday event. So everybody, listen, if you're a school owner, what we do, I mean, a lot of you do, it's not like a secret. There's a lot of schools out there that do a holiday sale or a holiday event, and where you will discount and sell equipment for your customers, let's say, or discount programs or whatever, okay? And we have a system to this, because it is the one time of year, and this is what we say to our customers. It is the one time a year that we offer our customers an opportunity to save money on everything we offer. One time a year. We also tell our customers it helps us because it increases some revenue for us and it saves money for you. And we offer it once a year. Would you like to hear about it? Would you like an opportunity to do that? And so we put out, our clients put some numbers out, right? They share their numbers. They should be thrilled. But when we post it, I think, well, according to the minority of comments, some of the comments, people say we're making it up or it's not real. So very quickly, I'd love to show you some of the posts that were put up. And it's on a page, and look, this is the martial arts community. So I don't think it's a problem sharing it since clients posted it and it's part of the martial arts community. But we'll just give you a couple. Well, what do you think, Tass? Do we show this with the names attached to it? Like just share the screen and show some of the posts? Or
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I would think everybody's okay. Let me ask you, anybody watching that's part of the CMA or Maya elite family that would not want that shown to the community, the martial arts community, can you comment now just so I could see if there's anybody that would not want to share that? And while you answer that, if anybody's on here, we do want to talk about it, how to handle students that quit. And there was a lot of good responses to that when I posted that question, and there were a lot of dumb responses, to be honest with you, too, right? And I think we can help educate some of you guys. But is that mean, Task, by saying
that there were dumb responses?
Some dumb responses? I don't know how to sugarcoat that. I don't know how to be politically correct. I mean, there were some stupid responses. How do you say it, Task?
He said dumb twice now and stupid, everybody. That's fantastic.
Is that worse?
Yeah, no, that's all good. Hey, sometimes, as Tony Robbins would call it, you need a little pattern interrupt. You got to be like, whoa, a little shock and awe. Like, whoa, what do you mean that was a stupid comment? So no, there are some stupid comments. And we can address those comments, not the people, but the comments.
Mr. Birch said not so intelligent responses. Okay.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's just wordy. It's just a little wordy. Right?
Oh, man. Yeah, let's just get to the point. Stupid.
All right. Hey, take a look at this. This is impressive. Brian, you want to share?
These are. I was going to say, this is a retail sale. This is incredible.
By the way, here's one, Miss Susco, right? $180 short of 50 grand.
By the way, that was updated. She's like at 52 grand now. Just so.
All right. Mr. Schwartz, 35,000. Go ahead. Keep scrolling. We'll go quick just to show some people.
That's updated almost 50,000 now. I'm just telling you, just giving you the play-by-play.
Okay. Holiday sales, 57.5 at one location, 45.29. Keep going. Mr. Birch, 40,500. And by the way, in October of 2018, he was grossing 5,000 a month, right? Okay, keep going. This should inspire some of the school owners. Mr. Sky, 66,800. This is in one day, guys, 4-hour event. Final result of our holiday event, 55. Keep scrolling. Mr. Stewart. Oh, he's doing it this Saturday.
This Saturday, yep.
Yep. Mr. McKinney, 49,000. This is not contract amount. This is cash.
Scroll back one, just because Miss Ramos always has a way of saying things. Scroll back one comment because this meme is great. Love this. Just going to say it because I know everyone thinks that my favorite day of the year is the Monday after the first week when the deposit hits my bank account. Love it. Love it.
Let's see what else. Holiday event in the bag, 57K. Not our best year, but happy considering the Louisiana economy. Yeah, it's horrible there at 57K in one day or one event. Ended up being 40,800. Keep going. Anything else? Here's another one, 101,000 at one location, 21,000 at the other. Keep going. Another one, Albuquerque, Mr. Blackman, 101,000. Going to do 1.1 million for the year. Okay, and we can keep going, but that's good. I mean, listen, this is the martial arts community. Now, if a school owner generated that much money, how much did they save the customer? And that's the big part of this. And the biggest mistake about the holiday event is, number one, We do not cash people out and just have our billing hit rock bottom. As a matter of fact, if we go back to that bill, if you went back to that post, his billing increased $1,100. His billing went up 1,100, right? There's a system to it. And that system starts in January, everybody. It starts in January. And then, by the way, let's just use that as an example because he happened to fill in the blanks. If you look at that and say, yeah, but what do they average? Well, he's on track to do 1.1 million, one location. So it's not like all the revenue comes in December, everybody, right? There's a system to this, and there's people in the industry or people that believe all we do is cash people out and your billing drops, and that's not what we do. The other misconception about the holiday event is that we try to sell this to the clients. We do not try to sell them anything. Once a year, we give them an opportunity to get the biggest savings of the year. And if they would like to take advantage of it and they need uniforms, sparring gear, weapons, whatever it is, private lessons, but also if they want to save money on their program, this is the one time a year we give you an opportunity to save money on that. And it's very transparent. But if that doesn't inspire you and if that doesn't prove to the industry or whoever's watching this, that anybody that believed that we fabricate the numbers or that, all we do is cash people, it's just not reality. And I think we do it better than anybody in the industry with the system we have. But again, the holiday event system starts in the month of January.
And by the way, they may also be thinking these are mega schools that have 300, 400, 500 students in them, and that's not the case either. Now, there are some of those schools that have that number of students, right? But there's many schools that have in the hundreds and 200s for student counts. So just to be clear about that as well. So listen, we're trying to take away all the obstacles, right? Because we know what people say and what they're going to say about the holiday event. And well, I only have X number of students, so I can only do this, or that must be for a big school. The point is that we sometimes will justify by coming up with excuses rather than just asking, how do you do that, and go and learn the system, because you always say knowledge is forever. And once you have this, you can repeat this. And by the way, I'm going to call this out, and I'm going to say, we're not even at the top of the game yet. Like, these numbers that you're seeing are phenomenal numbers, but we still have a lot of room for improvement based on executing the system to the fullest.
That's right. And again, Mr. Birch, I see he's on there. He just commented 44,761 so far, but not done yet. There it is. And Mr. Birch is the one that in October of 2018, his school was grossing $5,000 a month. And here in one holiday event, which when he's not done yet, there may have been some people that missed Saturday that he's following up with, but he's done since Saturday $44,761. So, and then post the next comment too, Brian, if you can. Miss McLeod, see that one? Or Mr. McLeod, I need details on this system. Which group do I need to join? Foundations, Edge. I'm floating at 60 students. Just hit our first year open right after our last lockdown. Took advantage of leasing opportunities. Here's what I would tell you. I would tell you, I would want to get more information, but if you wanted to join one of the programs, I would tell you, I would join Edge. I think every martial arts school owner should be on Edge because it has everything you need there. There's a whole section on the holiday sale, but it has everything you need there. So I think everyone needs to be on Edge. As far as a program goes, with that many students, sir, I would recommend Foundations, which is the base program, and start there and stay there. It's only 4 calls, and repeat that. There's no charge. Once you pay for it once, you can repeat it until we get you to 100 students. We would have to get you to 100. I wouldn't sell you necessarily unless I got more information. I don't know if you're full-time, part-time. I don't know. There are exceptions. There are people like we just had a seminar here on Saturday. We had some schools that were in the same boat as you. There was a school owner with like 40 students, 30, 40 students. Because they came to an event, there was a step up thing for the higher level program, and I know we can help them. I know we can get there. When somebody reaches out that I didn't spend 2 days with and really understand the dynamics, foundations right off the bat, and let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and you can PM either one of us, and we'd be happy to get jump on a call. I hope that I'm saying this to him, but for other people, sometimes people get scared of that, right? Like, well, I'm not doing that because I don't want to, like you say, I don't want to get sold. But at the end of the day, we get on the call and we're going to discover, where you're at and if we can help you, if we can't help you. And we've got also countless people that are watching right now and in our program that we said they're just not ready yet. And we've not done anything with those people. So happy to jump on a call and get more information of where you're at and how things are going. And that last lockdown was, by the way, I don't know if that was 3 months. An example, if it was 3 months and we had 60 students, you're doing pretty darn good out of the gates here. So
and a good point. Don't assume my gender. Nope, can't do that today. And secondly, you're welcome for the info and your full time, which is sometimes even more important to hurry up, because if you're full time and this is your full time income, and you have, in my opinion, under 100 students, we got to get that number to 100. First and foremost, we got to get you to 100. That's like the magic number that I've put in my head for school owners. We got to be at 100 students. So yeah, PM us or reach out, or we'll be happy to help you. Okay. How do we handle students that want to quit? I'm reading the comments here. Recommend taking advantage of any event you can get to. Awesome experience. Hey, so let's talk about this. We just, if you're just tuning in, we just shared the screen and showed you some posts from clients about their holiday event. You can go back when this is over and watch so you could see this is real. However, Brian, put up that link on the Academy Intensive, can you? Hey, we have an Academy Intensive coming up from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's virtual. It's virtual. You don't have to go anywhere. But if you guys are interested in really just getting prepared for 2022 and us giving you actionable steps that you can implement as soon as we get into January and have ready before the holidays are over to jumpstart recruiting and meaning enrollments, retention, and revenue, just check out. Can you put that up on the screen?
Oh, on the screen, yeah.
You're right. I would suggest just checking that out. It's myself, Shane Tassoul, and Chris Rodriguez. That's a virtual thing we're going to run, but you guys are asking a lot of good questions. We just posted results. There's people in here I see that have been with us or are with us, and of course, they're putting up they're putting it. Yeah, it's in the comments section. But anyway, I would recommend checking that out. You got to register now, and I think it's $99, but it's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Right, Brian? 9 to 4. It's all day, and we'll have breaks in there, but it's going to be a lot of info. And again, between now and the holidays, you get all of this organized, get it ready. Come January, you come out of the gate. So if you have $99 that you want to invest in your business and try it, we're gonna help you tremendously with that. So good questions. You can PM us, but I would start with this too. Then I would start with anything, because foundations isn't going to start again until next year, like January. But this is going to happen on the 19th, Friday the 19th, a week from Friday.
And one of the things that we pride ourselves on, everybody, is giving people actionable steps that they can go implement back into their school immediately, right? So it's not going to be a bunch of hyperbole and, hey, here's some great pie in the sky ideas. It's literally actionable steps so you can go back and implement your school.
There you go. So how do we handle students that quit? There's a system to this. And do we want to get the jokes out of the way first, Pass? Do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. You go.
Mrs. Smith, we don't raise quitters, do you?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That actually, start with the jokes first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, start with the jokes first.
All right. Gotcha.
Who's the parent in the family? The 7-year-old or you?
Yeah, that's right. Who's the one that makes the decisions? That's what I thought.
All right, guys, here's the thing. There's a system to this. You need to assume that every time somebody enrolls, their time is limited in your school. Okay? You need to assume that. and I'll start with this task and then you take it from here. But when somebody comes and enrolls in your school, you need to know what it is that they want from your school, right? And the answer is not martial arts training. That's not what they want. It's why do they want the martial arts training? If it's an adult, why martial arts? I need to relieve stress. Okay. Why do you need to relieve stress? I need to get in shape. Well, why now do you feel you need to get in shape? Why martial arts? Why not the health club? What is it that you really want to see yourself get out of this program? If it's a child, Mrs. Johnson, why do you want to enroll your child today? Well, he's been bugging me. All his friends go here, and he's been bugging me for weeks. He wants to do martial arts. Well, he wants to do it because, like you said, all his friends do it, and he associates it with fun. Okay? But as a parent, parents bring their children to martial arts because they want to see more focus or discipline or respect or confidence. Out of all of those things, specifically for your child, which one of those things sticks out that you would like to see him excel in? Get them to answer. They answer. Why that one? Tell me about it. You've got to get them to tell you a story on why they want what they want. They need to know that. Oh my gosh. What's happening?
It's awkward.
That's Silverman. He's been dieting.
Yes. He's
But anyway, so here's the deal though. You need to write that down and you need to fulfill that promise to them and be working on that. Number one. Number two.
It's my turn.
It's on a roll, man.
Let me go, but back up a step because you said it. But you said it. But I'm curious as a listener that's watching, right? You're trying to you said get them to talk and get them to tell you why is that so important?
Because here's the thing, I don't want you guys. We're martial artists, and as funny as this sounds, is I don't want you to sell it to them. I want them to sell it to themselves. Let them sell themselves because it's very personal. When they're telling you why they want their child to have confidence, let's say, and you ask, well, why confidence over discipline or respect? As they start telling you the reasons why they chose that life skill that they really want to see their child get out of, they're reliving in their mind the reason, and it's important to them, and they're painting a picture. There's a story to that. So now I can paint a picture when they tell me, well, what would life be like if we are able to change his confidence or her confidence, and what would that mean? You know, it's a story, and you got to paint that picture or let them tell that story, but take them to an alternate future. But you got to back it up. And before I turn it over, I said this in one of the seminars. Do you give more attention to your students on day 1 than you do on day 100? And most of us do. You give more attention on their first day when you're trying to enroll them than you do ever. And by the way, maybe that's by default, but you got to try not to do that. Everyone needs to be greeted, spoken to, talked to, checked up on. We call those progress checks, and that's going to help you tremendously with avoiding more cancellations. But once we go through all these steps, how do we handle students that do want to quit? But go ahead, Tess, what do you want to add?
Yeah, I think this is so important, and this is why it's important whether you're a one person, one man, one woman operation, or you have a team. Not only do you need to know that result for yourself, but your entire team needs to know, whether that's a leadership kid or it's a assistant instructor. We have to know what it is that we're trying to accomplish, for this particular child. Now, I'll tell you that for most people, for most kids, right, it's one of two things. It's either confidence or it's self-discipline, right? Those are the two things. Why? Because either the kid is like overconfident and he needs like some discipline and focus, or they're just very, very shy when they come to you. And if a lot of you have been doing this long enough, in the first 30 seconds, the parent doesn't even need to tell you why they have their child there. You can pick it up based off of body language and exactly what they need, but you should never assume that, number one. And number two, even though you know the answer to the question, you still need to make sure that you ask the question and get them to tell you about it, because that's what's going to create emotion on wanting them to stay in your program. And now, once we have that, the goal is for their child, and we're delivering on that, when we fast forward to whatever the reason is, right? hey, I need to cancel my program, I want to quit, whatever the deal is. Well, now we can always reference back to what is the result that we're trying to accomplish with that particular child. And I think that's a real important thing. Your team has to know why these people are there and how can we help to deliver those results. Because if we can do that, that's a proactive measure in helping your people even before they even say they want to quit, right? Because if they're getting the results they're looking for, they're not going to quit, right? That's the thing. And now we move into, well, what happens if they do want to quit? Now, some of you are structured for people to quit. You have month-to-month programs, right? That's a controversy. You have month-to-month, and you have memberships, and your membership is based off of a 30 or 60-day cancellation clause. So what do you want to do? If someone comes to you and says, okay, I want to put in my 30-day, cancellation clause, you're the one that told them this is what the cancellation is. So you're guiding them on that path and telling them exactly what to do. And here's how you quit. It's 30 or 60 days notice. Of course, we don't want them to quit, but you're also paving the way and they're doing everything that you asked them to do. But then sometimes we get irritated or frustrated because why would they want to quit? Well, because that's how we have our membership set up as opposed to our program set up. So, and if you notice, by the way, gyms have been doing this or personal trainers have been doing this. They've gotten away from membership type things. Now, there's still gyms out there that do it, right? You've got your Orange Theories and this and that charge a monthly membership fee, but there's a lot of places that are charging a large amount of money, $5.99, $6.99, $9.99, whatever it is, for a 12-week boot camp, or get this result in this period of time, or you don't pay. And now what's that result? Well, for you, Mrs. Smith, based off of your body stature, this, everything else, we think you can lose X number of pounds. They're paying for that result. So if they don't hit it, they can keep on going. Now, I'm not suggesting that we do that in the martial arts world, right? But I do suggest we have some sort of a program that has to do with results as opposed to a month-to-month membership. But regardless, we can go through 100 different scenarios on here about someone wanting to quit. And I would tell you that the first thing that you need to do is you need to get in front of that parent and have a one-on-one conversation in person, not over the phone, not over email, not over text where you cannot understand tone and tonality, but in person so we can hear the voice inflection, we can understand, we can look at them eye to eye and find out what's the reason that they don't want to train anymore. And then we can figure out how to solve that problem from there.
And so I want everyone to understand this too. There were comments there, in the post. How do you handle students that want to quit? There were some comments. Martial arts isn't for everybody. You're right. Martial arts isn't for everybody. Or things change. Things in life come up. You're right. You're not wrong. But it's the wrong attitude to have, right? Because martial arts isn't for everybody, but confidence is. Martial arts isn't for everybody, but health and fitness is. Right? Martial arts isn't for everybody, but respect is, right? And this is why you got to know why they came in the first place to your school. And when somebody wants to quit, it means they've lost value in your program. To a child, it's not fun anymore. It's boring. I'd rather do baseball. They see more value to play baseball than they do doing martial arts. Because for a kid, baseball's more fun. That has more value now than martial arts. So in Maya and organizations, we're always providing instructor training to disguise repetition. Dave Kovar, one of the best to ever do it, right? Just to always innovate and get the tasks done, but present it differently and keep it fresh and exciting. Because as martial arts instructors, your goal should be to get everybody to a black belt and beyond. Now, when a student says, I want to quit, they have no idea what it is they are actually quitting. Understand that. Those students have no idea what the feeling is like. And those parents, by the way, there was comments too. Is it the student who wants to quit, the child, or the parent? The parent nor the child has no idea what the feeling of and the sense of accomplishment that is. The day they get a black belt wrapped around their waist and that certificate handed to them. It's good. Anyone that's ever gotten a black belt in martial arts will never forget the day they got it. It's that big of a deal.
Right.
Now, when you're an orange belt or an intermediate belt or whatever ranking system you have, and you're like, oh, I want to quit, just understand they're quitting because they've lost the value. And it is sometimes good to not listen. At the end of the day, you're going to lose people. That's true. You're gonna lose students. They're going to quit, right? But make sure when they quit, some people said we do an exit interview, right? That's smart to do, because we got to paint that picture and remind them why they started in the first place, and then paint the picture of all these people that came before them that wanted to quit but got through it, and the sense of the tears in the eyes on the day they got their black belt, right? The fact that there have been doctors, like, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced it, but doctors or professionals or attorneys, you go into an office and they have all these certificates, and then I've seen where somebody had their black belt certificate on the wall. It was the equivalent to them in value as getting their doctorate degree, right? I mean, we try to paint the picture to say, look, the reason why Johnny wants to quit right now is he's just in a slump, but we know how to motivate him. And we don't want to force, but we want to motivate. And then ask the question, when somebody wants to quit, especially if it's a child, can you give me an opportunity to just try to motivate Johnny to stay with it so we can continue accomplishing the goals that you wanted to see him accomplish when you first joined the school? Now, if they've been there for 4 months and they're not seeing anything that's building his confidence because you're too strict, you embarrass the kids in front of class when they don't know something, you're taking their belt from them all the time, they do something wrong, they're doing push-ups, you're probably not going to save them if they were there to build confidence, right? So you got to find that balance. If it's an adult, can you give me 30 more days? I want to work with you privately. I want to work with you one-on-one. Let's see if I can get you back on track. I know you don't want to continue right now because I know it's been monotonous. I know you're in this routine and you've hit a wall. Let me try to get you through that wall. Would you allow me to try to do that? And at the end of the day, if you've done everything, we have programs that people buy. Our programs are 6 months, 12 months, 36 months. And they do, if they're financing this program, sign a contract. We do not send people to collections, though. Okay. 10 years ago, we were doing that, or the billing company was doing that. We don't sit there and try to file paperwork and go after. I mean, we just don't. At the end of the day, if they quit, they quit. But you got to do everything you can to keep them. But you can't give false promises. You can't start giving them more attention now that they want to quit than you did for their whole time they were training. That's a mistake. So there is a process here and a system here to try to minimize cancellations or people that want to quit and understand why. Go ahead, Tass.
I think for those of you that teach the majority adults, I think adults, well, they're both relatively easy, but you can have that direct one-on-one impact with that adult that is both the student and the decision maker, right? So you get them more engaged, everything's going to be fine. Sometimes when you're dealing with the child as a student and the parent, that can be a little bit more challenging. So you have to remember that you're not only, when you're teaching a kids class, you're not only teaching the kids that are on that floor and give them what they want, but also give them what they need. But you also have to give the parents what they want and what they need. And it's so important that you have some sort of not implied life skill program, but a life skill program that you're teaching, and you're dropping life skills in classes, because when a kid may lose interest or it's not as fun, the parent will be your advocate and your ambassador and say, hey, listen, he's not having fun, but I know this is so good for him because of what I'm seeing with the confidence and the focus and the discipline, because you've been, intentional about delivering these life skills. Now the parent is on your side and you're working as a team to get that child back in, as opposed to not having a life skill program. And then the child wants to quit and the parent's a drop off parent. You really don't connect with them. You really don't have anything that goes home for your life skills program. They don't see the value. And they're like, well, yeah, man, that's $149 I don't have to pay anymore if I just get them off that program. Let's just cancel it. You don't have that ambassador. So really take a good look at your life skills program. I know on Edge, we've got a, less than the month program with all of the the 4 different weeks that are laid out for you. But whatever you use, have something, but make sure it's intentional, make sure it's on purpose. And you should always be teaching through the students to the parents and dropping those life skills every single day, which is part of the reason our class structure is in the beginning of class, we go through the word of the month. And so this month it happens to be respect. Well, in the first 5 minutes of class, we're talking about what that word of the month is. Why? So we can link that to everything that they're doing in classes. So we can link respect to everything that they're doing in classes. And now there's always an undertone of what that word of the month or what that life skill is. That's one thing. The other thing I would encourage you to do is get in front of it. And oftentimes we're communicating with parents when we want more money, or a testing fee is due, or they're behind on their payment, or we want to upgrade them, or we want to sell private lessons, or anything you can think of. But how often are we educating parents, whether that's in announcements in class, via email, in your Facebook group, whatever it may be, on giving them great educational material? Well, what would that consist of? Well, there's so many articles out there about, well, what if my child wants to quit martial arts? What do I do? I saw one that's recently trending. I don't pay for martial art lessons. I pay for all of these other benefits, right? If you're not grabbing that, stealing it, and repurposing it and putting it in emails on your Facebook page, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you don't, retention is kind of funny sometimes, because it can be hard to, it's not hard to track when we look at the numbers, but you just don't know which student saw that and the parents saw it, and you motivated them to stay for another 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be. So by constantly doing educational marketing, that's huge. The other thing you could do is at your black belt test. You should have part of your black belt test be, hey, get some of your students that test for black belt to come up. Have you ever wanted to quit before? And what got you through it? Why did you keep going? And I'll never forget Derek DeBrune, and this goes back 25 years ago. And I remember asking him that question at black belt testing, because he wanted to quit several times, and he ended up getting a secondary black belt with us. And I said, what's the biggest lesson that you learned, Derek? He goes, in front of all the black belts, and I should have had this on video, which I would do today, right? He goes, sir, I just learned how to quit trying to quit. And I thought it was the greatest testimonial, right? Because he finally got that lesson. And the more that we can show people, hey, there's other people that want to do the same thing that you did, but look at where they got because we worked together, we pushed through, and look at where they are today. I think anything you can do educational-based marketing and get ahead of it is certainly going to help. But again, it's not going to help everybody, and you're going to have people in your school, like any industry, that just want to quit,
And by the way, the numbers don't lie. If you're not tracking your stats, you cannot decide if you are doing a good job or not. You got to let your customers decide if you are doing a good job or not. Now, before you say, well, all my students, they love me. They tell me all the time how they changed life. Yeah, the students that are still there. How many students quit, though?
Right.
If you're so life-changing, why did all these people quit, right?
And I'm going to just hit 1 sec. I'm going to call this out because so many of you guys use, the CRMs. But I need you guys to understand that you need to find out, how does that CRM calculate your retention? Because most CRMs are calculating retention based off of the payments that are being made. And not that that's right or it's wrong, but you need to find out. If you don't understand how to track retention and attrition, again, reach out to us and we can give you guys the formula to do that. It's very simple. But don't rack your brain over trying to figure it out. We've got it all done for you where you can literally figure it out. And you'll know where you're at. And sometimes we get caught up on these numbers of, well, how many payments are coming through every month? And that's not always an indicative number of where you're at, because people who are still making their payments but not showing, eventually, when they stop showing, they eventually stop paying. And that's one of the things that happens. So that's why you got to be on top of your recruitment numbers.
And by the way, if your attrition rate is higher than 5%, there's a problem.
Yeah.
It should not be higher than 5%. So you want to be below 5, right? And preferably between 3 and 4. Now, some of you may say, well, that also depends how many students you have. No, it doesn't. If you want to run a super school with 700 students, get more staff and get better customer service. You don't want to be over 5%. And just in case people don't understand what that means if you have 100 students and you have an attrition rate of 5%, you're losing 5 students every month. So if you're enrolling 5 people with a 5% attrition rate, you will get to 100 and then your growth will stop. You either got to enroll more people or get your attrition rate down or do both, but you don't want to be higher than 5. You don't want to be higher than 5.
It's interesting. I remember when I had to do a forecast when I was doing a lease. This is in my early 20s. This is 20 plus years ago. And I was just making, it was a forecast, right? You make it up, right? Well, I remember making up the forecast, and I think I used a 4 or 5% attrition rate. And I didn't understand it until I did the forecast, and I went, how is this possible? How are we enrolling 15 students a month? And then when we hit month 30, we're not growing. And that's when it, like, a light bulb moment for me literally happened. I mean, this is like, I was in my early 20s when I did this, right? And I was like, dang, you can only get a school to a certain level and enroll that number of students with this attrition rate, and then you're going to plateau. And it was a very, very eye-opening experience for me, because I had to do that 5-year forecast. So yeah, very, very, very true. And this is why there's different plateaus in not just yours, but anybody's business. There's different plateaus, and you either need to get your retention higher or lower your attrition, or you need to go out and you need to expand your marketing efforts to get more students, or you do both to create that gap.
That's why we have the saying, what got you to where you are today will not get you to where you want to be tomorrow. You gotta improve, or you're going to hit the plateau. I mean, that's not a debate. I mean, that's it. If you have a 5% attrition rate and you're enrolling 10 students and you open your school, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. When you get to 200 students, you're going to do this, and that's it. Because at 5%, you're losing 10, you're enrolling 10. You're not going past 200, right? So you got to enroll more people, or you got to improve your retention. But anyway, listen, for those of you who are just jumping on, I want to say this again. Go back to the beginning of this video, because of course the topic was, how do you handle students that quit? But at the beginning of the video, we talked a little bit about the holiday event that happened last Saturday in all of our Maya schools and our CMA affiliates. And they posted in the private group some of their results, right? And we screen shared so you could see it. And I think this is just so important. I know people that have been on since the beginning heard this, but most of the industry thinks we fabricate and lie. Not most. Well, probably most, right? I think probably most. I don't know. They also think that all we do is cash people out. Well, no, our billing pretty much stays the same or goes up. Okay. So we don't cash everyone out. And what they don't understand is the holiday event preparations start in January, but we shared the screen and we scrolled through that group so you could see some of the numbers that people did in 4 hours, cash deposited in the bank. And if you think learning some of the systems that we'd really like to dive into details with you has at least a value of $99, Brian, can you post that Academy Intensive link again? We're doing a virtual to get all the schools ready for 2022. We're doing a virtual event. It's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's virtual. It's myself, Shane Tassoul, and Chris Rodriguez to get you everything you need to come out of the gate strong and prepare between now and the end of the year. December 19th, it's a Friday. It's $99. Am I trying to sell you? Yes. You know why I'm trying to sell you? So that when we come back in January and you're on this show, you're going to say stuff like, Mr. Hoff, recommend taking advantage of any event you can get to. Awesome experience. Just do the work. It works. These systems, you'll be one of them, right? So do yourself a favor and do us a favor. Sign up for the 90. Now, if you're an elite member, of course you can sign up. You can sign up for this if you're in the elite program, but you guys get all of this information and it'd be good for you to get it and rehash it, of course. But I'd love to get some of the people that are a little skeptical. I'm talking to the people who are skeptics right now. Invest $99 and try this Academy Intensive, and then decide for yourself if some of the details and the systems and the information make sense to you before you just cast judgment when you hear about people that did $100,000 in 4 hours. Or again, Mr. Birch, who's in the comment section up here, who did $44,761 at his event in cash deposited, but he was grossing $5,000 a month as an average in 2018. October of 2018, he grossed $5,000 for the month. How did he generate $45,000 in 4 hours in the bank in deposits? Spend $99 and listen to some of the systems that we have. I mean, please let us help you guys.
Let's just wrap this. Let's just bring this full circle. Do you want to know how you prevent a student from quitting? Because you're so passionate about what you do, and you know the road that other people have traveled and where you've got them to, and how you've been able to influence and change their lives for the better. Because you already know that, because you've seen it as an instructor, you've seen it with the kids in your school, right? And you're so passionate. I've literally, this is not a joke. I've literally said this to parents. Mrs. Smith, listen, there are kids that I will let quit our program. Your child's not one of them. Here's why. And I will go through that with them, and I'm very passionate about it, and we keep those kids. But when you're that confident about it and that passionate about it, and you take them under your wing, and you're like, you know what? They are going to see a difference. I am going to make a difference for this child. You're going to create the difference. They're going to stay with you, and they're going to see unbelievable results. That's no different than what's happening right now. We just happen to know, as a school owner, that we can change your life. Because I'm not getting $99 from everybody that's coming to the Academy Intensive for the day.
I am.
Metzger's getting all the money, so he has he's not getting any money. But why are we so passionate about it? Because we've seen it happen over and over and over and over. You know, I got an email right before Thanksgiving from a former client, and it was very heartfelt in how we helped change his life. He said, thanking me. He did all the work. I just gave him the information, right? But it's just, we believe so much. We're so passionate about it because we know we can help. At the end of the day, we know that we can help. And that's not coming from a place of ego. It's coming from a place of experience, because we've done it so many times before. And the gratification, right? For me anyways, I won't speak for Metzger, but for me, is when Mr. Birch comes to us in 18 doing $5,000 a month, and we've literally changed his life. He's changed his life. The systems have changed his life, but we've done it together, and he's in a way, way, way better place today than he was just 36 months ago.
And by the way,
how fast things can happen.
One of the things with Maya, if we market, like speaking about Mr. Birch, we will not put a little disclaimer that says these results are not typical. Everybody gets different results. If you do what we tell you and show you how to do, you're going to get the same results. And look at Can-Am Kid. He's a part-time school owner. He still did $12,000 for the holiday event in cash. And Mr. Weaver, I agree. The program will have you changing your lobby posters and putting away your mop faster than your competition.
Inside joke, yeah.
Yeah.
It's scrolling. It says, seriously, it works.
Yeah, seriously, it works. Yes. You remember that? I remember.
Yeah, it was funny, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I mean, look, let us help you out. Sign up for the Academy Intensive for $99. You can go back if you missed some of it, but go back to the beginning of this broadcast, and in the first 5 or 10 minutes,
and
if you show you results.
And if you believe it's a Ponzi, then you should just sign up your competitors so they go out of business faster.
Exactly. And by the way, no matter who you're working with, doesn't matter. The most dangerous thing, because we get it all the time. I mean, we just did a seminar here. We do a little seminar because I do it in my conference room so people can see the holiday event live. So the people that were here Saturday know we were packed in the little conference room. So I can't take 30 school owners or 20 school owners. There's not enough room. So we do this little event, and the only reason I started this event this time of year is so people can see the holiday event live. But here's the biggest thing that I hear. Well, I worked with these people or this group or that group. And by the way, we have people that can go work with any other consultant group, because I think for the most part, most of them are good and they're going to help you. But if you're a school owner and you're doing $5,000 a month, and you go to 15 grand a month, don't close your mind and be like, I'm with the best group. We're killing it. We're killing it. You may not know what you're capable of doing. If you're doing 15, but you could be doing 40, then you're not doing good. And we're the first ones to tell you that. I had somebody call recently, and you know this, Tass, because you're working with them. But they called us up and I said, how can I help? I mean, you guys reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you. But they called, wanted to talk to me about something and said, look, they really want to take their school to the next level. And, they're successful in their own right. But they were charging. I said, well, how many students do you have? How many students do you enroll on average? Like, I'm trying to find out where's the problem here. What do you charge? What's your fee? Do you have a family program? Do you discount second? How much do you charge? I said, well, look, I'm going to help you grow your school. We're going to get you making a lot more in your school. But I'm going to just tell you before you enroll with us, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to lower your rate. We're going to lower your rate for everybody. So just know that when you first join on, you're going to lose a lot of money for about the first 2 to 3 weeks. But within a month and a half, you're going to be making more than you made before. But I just want to let you know that. Now, if I really wanted to sell somebody, would I be so transparent and say, look, I'm going to lower everybody's rate in your school because you're charging too much? And I'm going to explain why. And then there's other consultants out there that say you should be charging $300 a month, $250 a month. You're worth it. Your value. Look at this. Simmer down, people. Simmer down. There's a system here, but we want to make a bigger impact on the community, and I will tell you how to get there, or we will. But how would I know? And how do you know? Maybe I'm lying. Well, if you have $99 to invest, come do the Academy Intensive and just get a taste of that. And if you like that and you feel like that paid, if I told you there was an investment where you can make 100% return on your money or 10,000% return on your money, would you do it? Of course you would. If you knew it was proven, spend $99. And if we get a 100% plus return on your money or 1,000% return on that $99 investment, come check out our seminar in February in Orlando, Florida. It's a 2-day event. We'll have, 250 to 300 people at this event. And you'll spend 2 days with us. We're going to treat you to dinner. You're going to mingle with some of the best school owners in the country. And that's only $299 or something, that event. But my point is, one step at a time. Check this out. It's a virtual deal. And it's $99. I keep saying $99. Brian, can you click that link and verify it's $99? All right, I just want to make sure. Anything else, Tass?
Mr. Tillman, you can just reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, and I'll hook you up with the formula for retention. No problem.
Yeah, we're just passionate. We're going into 2022. We want to make a bigger impact here. And yeah. But wait, there's more. There's always more.
Right on.
There's always more. But let us help you here. So, did we verify that, Brian? Oh, it doesn't say price. That's smart.
That's because we're just trying to get your information so we can spam you.
Exactly. No, that's.
I think it's $99. Yeah.
Yeah, $99. All right, guys. Well, listen. You got hopefully some good tips on how to handle students that want to quit. Go back to the beginning and check out just some of the results of the holiday event where we shared our screen and showed you. Congratulations, sir.
Weber, how are you, sir?
All right. Well, I hope. Listen. Here's the other thing. If I did this much passion trying to sell everybody to try it for $99. When we come back, Mr. Weber, you can come on here and say, I did the $99. Mr. Metzger was so passionate on how he's going to give us great information. I really didn't get much out of it. And by the way, if you did it, I couldn't argue with you. I argue with people when they never tried us and they're making opinions. Right. That's where, you look. What was the word? Not too intelligent, or what was it?
That was the phrase, but you dumbed it down to just dumb or stupid, I think is what you said.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, Weaver bought it for Chris, but now you come say hello. Hey, everybody, look.
Oh, I just want to say hi to
Duck
Tom.
down. Hey, and Miss Ramos, she manages one of our locations. Where's your total so far for the holiday event?
Oh, pressure.
Say it to the camera.
Oh, 84,000.
Woo!
Not too bad.
Tassoul's always teasing me too. He did come visit me this
Hey,
year.
I may bump you up from minimum wage.
Yeah. Great job, Miss Ramos. Great job.
Anyway.
That's awesome, dude. Great work.
Yeah, not too bad, huh? Not too bad. So anyway, let us help you guys. We want to, I'll be honest, Century, is the parent company of Maya. And literally David Wall, the senior vice president, flew in a couple months ago, and he flew into Orlando. He sat down with me, and he says, hey, how do we get more people involved in Maya? I said, well, what is the goal? What is the goal right now for Century and Maya? He goes, we had a big meeting inside Century. Our number one goal is we want to make a bigger impact with martial arts schools. We want to help them more. So that's why you're seeing a little bit more passion, because we've always thrown things out there saying, try it. Now I have a job to do. Century wants to help you guys even more, and so do we. So we want to make a bigger impact. We want to help you grow. Try the Academy Intensive. Hey, I hope to see you on there on Friday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 4. And that's it.